Hello everybody, thank you for joining and welcome to our series of screencasts regarding performance-based or data-driven crew fatigue management. In this series, we will explore various aspects and tools related to cockpit and cabin crew fatigue by presenting you individual sessions, each being between 5 and 15 minutes long and addressing different aspects of the subject in more detail. This kickoff session will serve as a general overview and provide an outline of the detailed sessions to follow. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Björn Hennig. I have an aviation and pilot background, as well as a PhD in operations research and data science. Also, I hold a master's degree in safety and accident investigation air transport from Cranfield University. For the International Air Transport Association, IATA, I am a subject matter expert in the area of fatigue safety performance data. My business role is being a performance and safety architect for avialytics, aviation analytics, where our objective is to evolve aviation data into actionable insights. Fatigue Aware is an IATA initiative, and I recommend to you to check out the IATA.org website for more information about this initiative and to sign up for updates and notification. At IATA.org, you will find Fatigue Aware in the Services section. Under Services, you see Safety and Flight Ops Solution, and the last item here is Fatigue Aware, which brings you directly to the landing page of this initiative. You can also get in touch with me directly or subscribe to this channel for updates. I'll get you more details about this at the end of the screencast. Let me introduce you to the Fatigue Aware initiative by sharing our mission statement. Provide a tool set to effectively and efficiently manage fatigue as a key component of overall flight safety. In the context of being performance data driven, that means applying data science methods to behavioral processes. But let's look first at the mission statement in more detail. The most significant aspect of the statement is that the ultimate goal is not fatigue or to eliminate fatigue. Instead, it is to ensure the safety of flight operations. We have to accept that in flight operation, it is not possible to eliminate every level of fatigue. Fatigue is inherent to flight operation, where there are requirements like night flights, long-haul sectors, or other tasks that have the potential of being fatiguing to the crews. However, it is important to acknowledge that crew fatigue is considered a key component relevant for flight safety. If we look at accidents or incident reports, we are frequently going to find crew fatigue being mentioned in various parts of those reports. In fact, there are studies that estimated crew fatigue being a contributing factor in about 20 to 30% of the accidents being investigated. The next important aspect of the Fatigue Aware initiative is that we want to provide a tool set for the airlines to use. That means that we intend to go beyond the ICAO, IATA, and IFALPA FRMS implementation guide for airlines operators, which is actually a very helpful publication and a good starting point for implementing a fatigue management system. With our approach, we want to make available concrete and pragmatic tools that are actionable and provide a meaningful output that in best-case scenarios can not only be used to monitor and enable mitigation, but will also loop back information into the system to keep track of process, progress, and success. That brings us to the next keyword, effectively, which implies a measurable impact and the generation of fatigue-related insights to improve the safety of flight operations from the information that is provided through the system. Also, we have to be aware that the resources to manage or mitigate fatigue are limited, and there are most likely various methods and scenarios potentially competing for the available resources. As an example, there might be multiple sectors that have been identified and are considered for crew augmentation, meaning that we put an additional crew member on this sector. Other measures might be the adjustment in rest or layover time, or the robustness of the crew schedule. Most of those options come at some cost, so we need to be efficient with the resources. Since they are limited, we want to select and apply them in an optimized way so that the most significant impact on mitigating fatigue and through this flight safety can be achieved. All this is brought together in the process of proactively managing fatigue. That means crew fatigue needs to be measured, monitored, mitigated, and to some extent controlled based on the risk it poses to the safety of operations. So what can you expect from this series of screencasts? As mentioned before, we will focus on various aspects of crew fatigue in more detail and dedicate individual screencasts to them. We will try to keep each screencast between 5 and 15 minutes long in order to be not too time-consuming or overwhelming. Let me tell you some of the subjects we already defined. There will be a screencast elaborating on the impact of crew fatigue on aviation safety in more detail, providing a systemic view of this topic. Next, the scientific research regarding crew fatigue that serves as a foundation for this initiative will be reviewed. That brings us to the question of how to measure crew fatigue and if and how fatigue can be managed in airline operation. In the summer screencast, I will present the IATA Fatigue Aware Initiative and how it progressed so far. The various internal, external, and sometimes public information sources containing fatigue-related information is the subject of another screencast, bringing up the concept of a fatigue data hub. We will then talk about how to capture subjective fatigue assessments by cockpit or cabin crews through a simple app that can be integrated into an electronic flight bag or installed on a personal device. All this information has to be brought together and matched or mapped to provide a holistic view of the impact of fatigue on airline operation. This is achieved through a fatigue information repository. For monitoring purposes and to be actionable, fatigue performance indicators, FPIs, are introduced. Actually, I believe there will be various screencasts about this subject. Probably a general one introducing fatigue performance indicators and a set of individual ones focusing on specific indicators and their interpretation. The set of these indicators with various filters and time relation will then be combined and put into the context of the fatigue-aware dashboard. Since we are already in the pilot phase of the IATA Fatigue-Aware Initiative, we will dedicate at least one screencast to lessons learned and success stories from participating airlines. Combining data from multiple airlines is one of the objectives of IATA, for example as a benchmarking orientation tool. So this will be addressed in one screencast as well. Moving beyond the scope of individual interpretations, we will show you how data science or AI tools like machine learning, data mining, and clustering algorithms can be helpful for decision support. Education and training are some of the most powerful instruments to build safety barriers. The implementation and monitoring of lessons learned developed from operational evidence is what we call double loop learning, and this is discussed in yet another session. There will most likely be more screencasts based on the topics we come up with. You are also very welcome to present us with question or suggestion either directly or in the comment section below the videos. We will then try to include them in our presentations. This brings me to the end of this screencast. Thank you very much for your attention. Again, if you like, please get in touch with us or leave your comments in the comments section below. We will regularly publish new screencasts, so if you're interested, please subscribe to this channel and get a notification whenever something new comes up. This screencast has been brought to you by Avialytics, Aviation Analytics, where our business objective is to evolve aviation data into actionable insight. Thank you again, and hope to see you soon.